Welcome, friends. I'm Clobberstomp, and this is All the Mods 10. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Clobberstomp, and I'm happy to announce I have a new community Discord. I also have Patreon reward system as well. So if you take a look at the links in the description or in the card that comes up in the upper right hand corner, you can either join my membership or join my Patreon for rewards. I have opened a brand new survival server, Clobberstomp Colony SMP, and I'd love to play with you guys. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to hang out with me, I'd love to see your builds and see what you guys can come up with. Also, you could have a chance to be featured in a video. If that sounds like something you'd really like to check out, go ahead and take a look at those links, and I'd like to see you guys there. Take care, and on to the video. Oh baby, how is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a really great day. And look I moved some bees. So I got all my stuff from spawn and I moved the bees over here and I started getting my own little setup. I wanted to show you guys, check this out. So I got this thing from the Wandering Merchant, Sharpness 10, Looting 5, Unbreaking 3, and Mending, plus Capturing 2. Makes mobs have a chance to drop their spawn egg. Now, I wonder, I also have these things, which I don't know where I got them. Receptacle of Soul is a trapped, it's a magical container. The magic of this item prevents you from dying when it's in your inventory. So that's cool. We have that. And then a gemstone of the merchant. So I don't know. The last thing I did before I logged off was actually talk to the merchant, then I logged off. I didn't even realize that maybe he gave me these things. I'm not quite sure where they came from because the last thing I was working on was my bees. So I moved my bees over here. I found out that there is some pretty cool stuff. There are a bunch of different nests. So, and if we look at the quests, in the quest guide, you have to make a bunch of nests. So let's scroll down. Productive bees. And I have made a few. I found a few different ones just in the wild. And then I've been working on this one. So I need to make an acacia nest, a dark oak nest, and a bamboo nest. Now we can do that with what I have here. I don't have a crafting table on me. Oh, there we go. So I think we can do this. We're going to do 2 of those. So we'll do this. And a dark oak nest. We've got that. Perfect. Move that guy. And we've got an acacia nest. That's great. Get rid of that guy. And we'll put that there. I think we can... Is it this way? Yes. A bamboo nest. Now we've got a bamboo nest. And I think that gives us everything. Did we do them all? We did. Okay, and then there's also a stone nest, which if we just have stone... Do I actually have any? I do. That's cool. I wasn't sure if I had any or not. Okay, so actually it requires more than that. So click on that. We need stone. You actually need an iron sword, so we can't use that. So let's do that and that. And let's do iron. I wonder if it'll allow us to use one that has no durability. Will it? It will. So durability does not matter. Okay, cool. And then do we have any other blocks that we can actually make? Whoops. I think those are the only nests. The other ones we have to travel to the nether. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, look at all the bees. I got tons of bees all over the place, which is really cool. All right, let's move these. And let's get our nests here. We have an acacia. We'll do that. And then a dark oak. I don't have dark oak. We'll put a dark oak here. And then a stone. And we'll put a stone guy here. There we go. So I can also make more nests of these. Now, the really cool thing is if we look at nests and we say the gravel nest, let's do uses. Whoops. Click on that and do uses. And if we click on this, it'll tell you bees native to warm rivers and beaches are attracted to this nest. Nest must be placed in a river or a beach biome to attract bees. So the gravel one I have to actually move. Let's do the dirt one for good measure. So if we use a honey treat on the dirt nest, we will get an ashy bee, a chocolate mining bee, or a leaf cutter bee. Right now, it is filled with nomad bees. So that's not helpful. That's fine. We have nomad bees in our sand nests. We've got ashy mining bee. Yeah, all nomad bees. We have a resin bee, yellow carpenter bee. This is repopulating, so in about 200 seconds, this is going to give us a different bee. Acacia nest, dark oak. So now if we were supposed to use the acacia nest, oh, I didn't want to do that. So let's look at the acacia nest and do uses. And we click on bees. This will bring us a blue banded bee. Okay. And then also the jungle nest, uses. This will bring us the green carpenter bee only. Cherry nest will bring us a blue banded bee. What about the bamboo nest? The bamboo nest will, uses. Doesn't say. What about the reed nest? Because I've got a reed nest. It will bring us a mason bee and a reed bee. So if we look here, this should have finished. Nope, it still has about 200 seconds or so. Let's see. Do we have any honey treats? We do. So if we take a honey treat and we click on this with a honey treat, the cooldown goes down. So we're going to do this a couple times to see what kind of bee we get. And I don't want to do this a lot because I don't have a ton of honey treats. 20 seconds. And then we're going to go try to get our bees in the other ones. Get that guy and that guy. Mangrove and a stone. So that should bring us a bunch of different bees. We got an Easter egg. Cool. Oh, probably because it's Easter. Or it's close to Easter. We got a reed bee. There we go. Very cool. So if we go to uses and we go to reed and we take a look at the reed bee, we can make him that way. But if we click on him and go to recipes or uses, if we click on the reed bee, it'll give us the what can be bred, and we could make the reed bee with the resin bee to make a silky bee, and then the nomad bee and the reed bee to make a silicon bee. So what I want to do, I think, is I'm going to use bees to generate our all of the things that we need, because I believe, let's say there's a redstone bee. See? Redstone bee. Now if we click on the redstone bee, we can make the redstone bee with the glowing bee and the chocolate mining bee. So let's put that in our lookups. We want to be able to do that. The redstone bee. And what else might we need? We don't really need iron bee, but maybe it is needed for other things. What about a glowstone bee? So let's click on uses. Oh. You can make a glowstone bee with a glowstone nest and some glowstone. So if we do uses on that, the glowstone bee or the glowing bee is made to make the refined glowstone bee. So let's add him. Glowing bee and an osmium bee, a redstone bee and a chocolate mining bee. So we've got all those. So we can just kind of go through if we want to make a diamond bee. We need a lapis bee, so let's add him. Add this slidey and an ender bee. So that means we're going to have to go to the end. So if we click on an ender bee, that's going to come here. If we click on a lapis bee, we need a blue banded and a redstone. So we have all of the bees. Do we have blue banded up there? No. Let's do that. And A. So now we can get ourselves a bunch of different bees by going through, what about copper? Yeah, so there's copper bees too, which is really nice. So we can add the copper bee. And what about an emerald? There's an emerald bee. So let's click on that. We need a slimy bee and a diamond bee. So if we want to make the copper bee though, we make an ashy mining and a crystalline bee. We don't have a crystalline. How do we make a crystalline? With a quartz nest and nether quartz. So yeah, there's all these different things we can do with bees. And I'm going to start trying to get all of the nests that we can obtain, which is going to be really good. So if we scroll down to a productive bees, we can start getting all of these nests. So the glowstone nest is a piece of glowstone, and we should be able to do this right now. I think we have some glowstone. Glowstone. So let's do this. Glow. Is it 4? Yeah, so we can do that. And then let's do a sword. We now have a glowstone nest. Now, if we take a glowstone nest and put this guy over here, oh, it even lights up. That's cool. And then if we go here and do glowstone, we should be able to... Do we need to do a honey treat? Oh. Maybe it has to be... Glow nest. Oh my goodness. Okay, information. Attracts glowing bees in the nether. So we actually have to place this in the nether. So let's break this down. And let's go over here. Oh, before we do that, I wanted to show you guys. I did get further in mechanism. I know I kind of skipped over what we just worked on. I went further in mechanism. I made some more solar panels, and I made a bunch of these wind generators. And the one thing I did was I made a cable that goes all the way down here to this guy, to an elite energy block. So we've got tons of energy now. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but now I have it. So eventually all that stuff that's there, this is kind of like my work area, is going to go inside of the base. And the base is going to be inside of here. I just haven't cored it out yet. But okay, let's go into the nether and let's go to a spot and make some nice, like a nice bee area. Oh, okay. Are you guys still mad? No, you're not. Okay, that's cool. Are you guys still mad? Are you going to be upset with me? No. Okay, so let's take our glowing nest and let's put him right here. And then if we put a glowstone on it, there we go. Glowstone works. Woohoo! So now, in order to keep this up and running, I will have to load the chunk. So let's go to the chunk map manager, and I think I have to force load all of these because of where I put it. Let's do this. Well, okay, we're just going to leave it where it's at. And I think, let me stand on the block so I can actually see where I'm at. Let's do that. Okay, we're in this one. Perfect. So this is going to be force loaded all the time. So in order to make that cooldown go faster, which I can't do, I would need more glowstone. And we can take the glowstone and we can tap it on here. So it's going to take a while for the bee to populate. Where is that guy? He's not close. Okay, that's good. The other thing that I did, which I don't know if I showed in the last episode, was, let's take that. I did make it to netherite. So I got a piece of netherite. I made a mine down over here, I believe. Yeah, which was really nice and easy. So I went down here and I actually died once. I got all my levels back, thankfully enough, and I had lava. There's a lava flow right behind here, and I got stuck and I couldn't move. But like, I came down a few blocks and I found ancient debris, and then I found ancient debris again. So I was able to find ancient debris very quickly, which was really nice. Cinnabar. Oh, I didn't get this last time that I was here. Okay, cool. So now we have cinnabar. So yeah, there was ancient debris very quick, very close. And then I went this way and I found some more. So yeah, very nice, very easy. I was able to get into the modium. So we'll wait for that to go. In the meantime, I want to try out a new thing. Let's get back. And though I do have a nice or a decent jetpack, I have the gold jetpack. I could upgrade it, and I do have a nice battery. I made a better battery. I made a hardened battery. I do have that, which is really nice. Now, there are other ways of getting flight, however. And I think that's what we want to focus on today. So I gave you guys some updates. I'm working further through bees, and what I want to work on today is it mystical? Mystical agriculture. And apparently there is a way to get flight. And I believe it is a modification on... Oh, I need the book. I can make the book. Do I actually have a book? Book. Mystical agriculture. Check it out. We can put that away. Oh, I never put down my bamboo nest either. I don't know where it needs to actually be, so let's place it there. Okay, let's take a look at mystical agriculture. We have all of these things. Okay, so I did some digging, and in augments, if we go through here, there's a flight augment, which is... The flight augment is the chest plate augment that gives you the wearer creative flight while they have the armor equipped. So the idea is to get the flight augment on armor. Now, how do we go through and do that? Well, I'm not quite sure because mystical agriculture is a new mod to me. So it might be something that we focus on, but I don't know how far I have to go to get out this way, because I think that it's a tiered thing, and I could be wrong, but if I believe, I have to get to the point where in order to get flight, you have to get it on supremium armor, which means I have to go from supremium, from imperium, from tertium, from perdentium, because right now I'm on inferium. So I've got to the point where I've made inferium and the infusion crystal, but now I need to make perdentium, which looks like you can use inferium crystals to make with essence. So let's see if we can at least progress a little bit in mystical agriculture. We're just going to get started and see how it goes. What is that? There's all these different eggs. This has to be because of Easter time, because Easter is coming soon. So if we go here, at mist, let's get rid of that. And we're going to go like this. And we're going to make this guy. Okay, we made one. Great. I don't know what to do with these eggs, but I like them. So if we move... Oh. That is not exactly what I wanted to do. But now we have a perdentium farmland, tier 2. Okay, very nice. So let's do this. And we made perdentium. Oh, but it gave us some rewards. It gave us 8 of these. Now, we need to make ourselves some seeds. Grains of infinity. There's all kinds of seeds. Okay, well, I've made the farmland, but how do I get the seeds? That's what I need. Prudentium seeds. Now maybe there isn't. Seeds of prosperity. Yeah, so this is all new to me, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of research to see if I can figure this out with how to progress and get further up the tiers, because we need some Prudentium seeds, I'm guessing. Okay, so this gets quite complex. So, Prudentium is made by 4 Inferium essence and an infusion crystal or a master infusion crystal. In order to make the infusion crystal, we need a diamond for every single one and 4 prosperity shards. So, and then as you go up in tier, it requires more. So if we click on tertium, it requires 4 Prudentium and then 1. So it gets very, very complex very quick, which is fine. Now, let's take a look at what we actually have in our inventory. We have 17 diamonds, so starting mystical agriculture right now is probably not something we want to do. And we do have Inferium essence. We do have a good amount, which is fine, but we have none of the infusion crystals. And we do have some growth accelerators, but we don't have a lot of prosperity shards either, and it takes 4 per. So in order for us to get to Superium, it's going to take quite a while. So I think we have to go into a different... We need the ability to get ourselves more resources faster. Now, we can go the bee route, which I've already started because I just enjoy bees. Is it the most practical? Probably not. There is a more practical way, which I think we're going to do just to get us started in some of the other mods. And so what that's going to be is if we go to quests and we go to all the modium, I have already started down this path. And we need to get to a teleport pad. For 4 all the modium nuggets, all the modium nuggets, and ender pearl will get you a teleport pad. So if we click on this, we need 4 all the modium nuggets. Now, how do we get all the modium nuggets? Well, we have to go down this path. Place it down in one of the Minecraft dimensions to teleport to a different dimension. To teleport, you just need to shift right click, shift and right click in your main offhand empty. That's important. Read it. Both hands need to be empty. Okay. So in order to make that, we will get to the mining dimension. We need the teleport pad. That's what we need. So in order to do that, though, we have to find an ancient city and get an allomodium nugget. So in order to do that, we have to find all the modium in, I believe, the ancient city. I haven't done this before, so this is new territory. So what we really need to do is find an ancient city. Okay, so that's what we need to do. This is vanilla Minecraft, so we should be able to find this easily enough. Okay, so I messed up all of my recordings, which is a real bummer because I showed getting to the ancient city and I showed getting all the modium. I showed getting netherite. I showed all this stuff and I want to show you how close it was. I missed out all of this data, unfortunately, so I'm really sorry about this. This hasn't... this way. Yeah, a super bummer because, like, I must have pressed the button by accident and it was messing everything up. But I wanted to show you how close the bastion is. It's right here. And down below, I'll show you... actually, you're fine. Down here is a nice magma cube spawner, which is great. And then also, this is where I found the loot. So I wanted to just show that to you because I missed out on all of it. And I feel really kind of embarrassed because that hasn't happened yet since I've returned. So, you know, these things happen. It's okay. And yeah, recordings kind of get messed up. It was very entertaining because I kept getting killed. And I feel bad because you guys have missed it out on some entertaining stuff. And there's a portal there. And then there was like another thing. I looted that thing too, which there was some really nice stuff in there. But what did we end up doing? So the idea was to get ourselves to the mining dimension. I wanted to get to, actually we can show, oh, mining dimension, yes, thank you. I wanted to get ourselves to the teleport pad. Oh, and it actually gives you the things back, which is really nice. So I got to the mining dimension because we needed to go. So you guys missed all this. I made it to the ancient city, and that's actually not far from my house. So I'll take you in there. I made a thing, but dude's in here. So I don't know exactly where he is, but he's close. He's very close to this. And yeah, he moves around, and I actually saw him, and I recorded staring at him, but I don't know exactly where he is right now. So darkness lasts for another 12 seconds or so. I think we have to stay. Oh no, it just keeps coming. So we're gonna leave because he's very close to the portal. So yeah, that's a thing. And then what I did was I ended up making the mining teleport pad, which is for all the modium ingots, or all the modium. I'm going to say all the modium all the time. All the modium ingots and an ender pearl. And I made one, and we made it here. So we made it to the mining dimension. So if we go here and we go into the mining dimension, if you shift right click, you will go to the mining dimension. And here we are. And I dug down and I found some materials down there, which is really great. So we have made it to the mining dimension. I guess the rest of this episode, we can kind of figure out ways to get ourselves more materials because that's going to be a thing. And one thing that I wanted to do was work on the mining gadget. Now I have the mining gadget from a few episodes ago. Fortune 3. Oh, heck yeah. So we can do this. Let's put these away. Potion of resistance, very nice. We'll put that away too. I'll place all those down later. So the one thing that we want to do, since we made it to the mining dimension, is we want to get ourselves to the point where we can make a modification table. And we're going to do that now. So if we go here and no, gadget modification table, we need this for, oh, I'm missing lapis blocks, really? Oh, redstone blocks. Okay. And I think I'm missing a lapis block as well. Yeah. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I'm flustered because I messed up my recording, which is kind of a bummer. But that's okay. So it happens. So I apologize. And there we go. And we should be able to make it now. Okay. And we will place that right here. So now what we can do is we can put this in here and we can make these upgrades. And now we've got this really cool mining laser. So if we do Shift G, this gives us the ability to edit things. You can edit the visuals, you can shrink blocks, you can fade blocks. I like shrink, and you can change all the colors of this. So play around with that and figure out what you like the best. The other thing that we can do is we can add all these upgrades to it. So like a fortune and void. Void is probably the first one we want to do. So let's do this. If we do void, we can void all the junk, and then we can also, actually we could probably do magnet. So I think what we're going to do is all the mod. We have 7 ingots and 2 all the modium ingots. So I'm quite interested in upgrading my mining laser because this is a way to get, automatic mining. Now, I haven't researched enough of other mods to know what type of automated things there are. So let's scroll through here and see if there's anything that we can find for actually generating ores, because I'm not sure exactly which ones give us the ability to automatically mine. And I need to look through here to figure it out. Okay, so there's a few ways to actually auto mine, and one of them is lasers. Industrial foregoing. Yeah, the laser drill. That's one way that we can go through, but that requires plastic, and we don't have the ability to make plastic yet, and diamonds are very short on supply. The other option is ours. Actually, there's a spell that I found that you can, there's a mining spell, but we don't have that glyph, and I think it's tier 3 or 4. It requires a ton of source. So that is one way that we could potentially get up there. Bees obviously give us, resources, which we will get into. And I think that's about it. There might be another one as well, but I think the best way is to kind of continue upgrading our mining gadget. So I think what we would like to do is, first of all, let's do a range. Oh, we probably can't, can we? Because I'm out of diamonds, so I can't do range. Can I add a battery boost? Okay, so I think, actually, let's see. I have 4. That's how many blank modules I have? I've got 4, so we can choose 4 things right now. So let's do gadget. And I think the first thing we want is a magnet. We definitely want the magnet. So let's take the magnet. And void is probably worth it as well. So those are both very important. We can't do range, can we? No. Can we do battery? We can do the battery, which is important because you need one battery to upgrade the next. Actually, should we do the next one? Let's just do the next one. And then we've got one more, which I think we should do the 3x3 upgrade. Oh, that requires a diamond block. So we won't be able to do the 3x3 right now. What about efficiency? We can do efficiency. And that gives us the 4 upgrades for now. So what we can do is we can put our laser in the modification table, and then we can shift click these all in there. All right, so now we have up to 5 million. So let's actually put this in here and upgrade it. Or not upgrade it, but does it not grow? There we go. Sorry, I put it in the wrong slot. That's minus. Okay, and there we go, 5 million. Okay, so now let's go down into the mining dimension. And let's go down and there we go. So that works really well. Now let's find some, let's go here. And what we're going to do is if we do shift plus G, we can void, which we're not going to avoid. We have range and we can edit the filters. So if we do some mining here, we will get some blocks. Now this is only temporary, so now this requires power. Now if we look at the power, we do also use the power of our batteries. So we have 10 million plus 5 million. We have 15 million plus, whatever our jetpack holds, but that's for our jetpack. So we can upgrade our battery and we can have tons of mining ability. Now our range is not very good, so we can upgrade all of these the more we get blocks. So we can get as much of this stuff as possible, which is really nice. So the nice thing is that once we get to this point, say like, okay, I don't want any more. We're going to do filter. We're going to do a destroy list. We're going to add a filter, and we're going to put cobblestone in there because we don't want to get any more cobblestone. So we have 64 plus 9. So if I do that, see the black going into my gun? That is voiding it. So it's voided that device or that item. And now if we just do these ones, the white particles show it going into. So we've got some copper and we've got that. So yeah, I'm going to do a whole bunch of mining, and I'm going to try to get to a point where we can do some more upgrades so we can see how powerful this laser is. Oh, so this is Nether? Apparently. Netherrack in the mining dimension. Okay, and that's at Y level 64. So I am kind of curious to know. Okay, we need that one. So my staircase is good. So just in like 2 minutes, this is how much stuff I got. I did find 10 diamonds, some lignite coal, netherrack, raw tungsten, so, and some iron and raw copper. So there's definitely plenty of stuff to do. So is the mining dimension stacked on top of the nether so we can get all the bricks here? Okay, that's just 10. Now I didn't check to see where this started. So there's a bunch of redstone. Oh, we're at 200 something. Oh, I didn't even notice that when I came in here in the first place. Okay, so, oh my. So we're at 253. Oh, wow. Okay, so, well, that's nice. I do think we can make some more. We do have some other things, so we might want to upgrade. So let's do this. We will put all of these things in there. And do we have enough for the 3x3? Not fortune, we want 3x3. We might not have enough yet. Oh yeah, because I have to make another one of these. But that's okay, we do not have enough. So I do have to go mining for more diamonds. So let me do some mining off camera, and I'll bring you guys back, and then we can do some more upgrades. I want to show you the power of the mining gadget. Okay, so it looks as though the end is underneath the nether, which is underneath the overworld in the mining dimension. That's pretty cool. So I have endstone. That's awesome. Now, can I actually, will this work? No, it won't. So I have to add, okay, so I'll have to go all the way back up, and we will have to go back to our base, and we can set waystones. So I could put a waystone in the bottom or the top, but look at, we can actually run upstairs because we have the stair steppers. I've done a bunch more mining, and I should probably dig that out. That way it just goes all the way up. Okay, perfect. So if we do this, go here and then here. Let's go back to our house, and I want to upgrade the modules. So let's put this stuff away. Now we have the ability to make lots of bricks, which is nice. And we want to take out our efficiency and our battery because we probably want to upgrade those. And let's do gadget. So I used all the modium to make 8 modules, so I can make 8 more. Now, I think the one thing we want to do is definitely do a range. Okay. We've got 7 left, so let's try to do range 2. Yep. Can we do range 3? We don't have a diamond block. Oh, an emerald block. Well, yeah, sure we do. Emerald block. And what were we missing? 2 lapis. Okay. And we now have that, which is great. Oh, yeah. So we can put that on there. Range 3, which is great. And we can we do fortune? Oh, I need 6 blocks of lapis and a block of iron. Okay, so we don't have, I don't want that one. Do we have enough? Oh, we must have enough. Very close to it though. Okay, fortune and, oh, do we have enough for 6 more? I don't know if we do. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So we've got fortune 2. Man, fortune 3 is only another 6. Do I actually have enough? I did a bunch of mining, so maybe I'll be lucky. Okay, I am lucky. Okay, fortune 3, and we can probably do the upgrade for... that requires netherite. Oh, I could though, and I don't have netherite brick, so I can't do that. 3x3 is good, but we can do more efficiency. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay. All right, is that going to make us good? 3, 4, and can we do 5? No. We don't have enough. Shoot! Okay. Well, we can do fortune 3. We can do tier 4. And can we upgrade our battery? Oh, we have number 2. We need number 3. There we go. So we've got that. Okay. I think that gives us everything. So if we go in here, we can put these back on. We can now hold 10 million. We have the ability for magnet, void, tier 3, so it's going to go up as far as it can. Fortune 3, efficiency, can't go all the way, but we have this thing almost maxed out. So let's load it up. And then we can go into the mining dimension. I want to show this thing off because this thing is awesome. And this isn't auto mining, of course. I have to still manually go mine, but this is much more helpful. Okay. Do we have that full? Okay, let's go to the mining dimension and see. So let's go down a little bit. Let's pick a spot like right where all this stuff is. So we're going to do Shift G and can we not do, why can't I do 5 by 5? Did I not enable it? Oh, maybe I didn't enable it. Maybe I misclicked. Efficiency, tier 3. Oh, maybe it's in here. Am I just missing something? I had the 3x3, did I not? Oh, I need to make a, oh, yeah, okay. Diamond block. I don't think I made it. That's right. I went to make it, but I didn't. Let's click back on that. I don't have 3 diamonds? Really? I used them all? Oh, shoot. Okay, powdered diamond. Oh, yeah, I have 3 diamonds. 1, 2, 3. Sticks. There we go. So now if we go to gadgets and click on the 3x3, we should be able to make that. Yes, there we go. I knew I was forgetting something. I'm like, something doesn't feel right. There we go. So now we should be able to do super mining. And this is going to be really nice, which we'll now be able to pretty much not get rid of our pickaxe, but because we will need this. But so Shift G, 3x3, and you can do precision mode or false. You do true or false. So precision mode means you will play it and it will just do one thing. See? So if you just hold the button down, it still does the same thing. Now, if we go do Shift G and do false, it'll just look at that. Now it's only going to give us ore. Look at all ore. So we're just going to get whatever ore comes in our path, which is really nice. So let's do this for a little bit. Oh, there we go. Excellent. So now we can get ores on ores on ores. And we could just go forever until this runs out of juice, of course. But we can fill it up. We've got power. So we now have the ability to mine and mine and mine, which is great. This is really what we needed. So we can get resources pretty quickly now. It's not as much of a chore as it was in the past with having to go out and actually just do mining, which is great. Plus, it looks cool. Looks like I'm a bounty hunter. All right, friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I most certainly did. I'm sorry about missing all of the stuff with the Bastion and, fighting. I got my recordings all mixed up and it didn't record my voice, and then it was just really wrong. So what happened is I would, it doesn't matter. I got them all mixed up and now we're good to go. So as always, please like and share, and I'll catch you guys in an upcoming episode. Take care and have a great day.